In 2023, I made just under $40,000 at about 37,500. And then in 2024, my goal was to make $50,000, and I surpassed my goal, and I made, almost $65,000 last year. Anytime anybody asks me in any other interviews or anybody that I'm talking to, how did you grow your business? We're so proud of you. How did you do this? And I always credit you and the Craft Academy, because without it, there is no possible way that I would have been able to do it or have the confidence or the knowledge or the support to do any of it. So I always give credit to you and the program, because it works, and I'm so grateful for it. Anybody that's a part of the Craft Academy, our group on Facebook is such an amazing resource and sense of community there. I'm really, really grateful for it.
All right. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Good. How are you? So good to see you.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I know it's been a really, really long time since we've actually chatted.
Yes.
I'm really excited to have Amanda on here because she's actually one of our OG TCA founders. So I'm really excited because she joined the Craft Academy in 2021 when we first started the program. She was one of the 9 founding members of the program. And now, 4 magical years later, we get to catch up with her and kind of find out where she's been, what she's doing, and all the good things. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Before we get started and dive deep into Amanda's story, I wanted to quickly introduce myself. So my name is Rosie. I'm the calligrapher behind Wandercrafter, and I specialize in live events and calligraphy and engraving and bottle painting. And I'm also the founder of the Craft Academy, which is a coaching program for calligraphers just like Amanda to help them reach their full potential. We actually help calligraphers create, automate, and scale their calligraphy businesses based on their unique story, style, and methodology. And I started my business in 2017, but I've made so many freaking mistakes and wasted so much time and money. But after, being able to niche down and really dive into the live events, I've been able to work with some of my dream brands like Dior, YSL, Ferrari, and so many more. And now I'm on a mission to help calligraphers just like you and Amanda work with their own dream brands and accelerate their path to success. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, and that way you get to hang out with us once a week and not miss any more fun and educational videos just like this one. But this is the incredible story of Amanda. She's the artist behind Letters From Elliott. She actually joined at the Craft Academy in 2021 when we first started. So she actually helped kind of form the Craft Academy, and it is what it is now today because of her trusting me to be her coach. She's been able to really go from feeling unfulfilled as a hobbyist to now joining the Craft Academy. And 4 magical years later, she's been able to proudly call herself a professional artist. She's been able to work with amazing brands like Parfum de Marly and Dior, just to name a few. So Amanda, can you tell us your journey to entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so I have always loved art and calligraphy ever since I was little. My uncle is actually a professional calligrapher, so I knew that can be a job. It was always just kind of a hobby. It was fun for me. I went to school to be a teacher, but still always had time for crafting and hand lettering and putting my spin on things. And so always kind of practicing in the background, doing fun little things. And then about in 2017, I had done a few little projects for friends and family for some family photos. They wanted me to write out some things. And then an idea happened where I was like, maybe I should start charging for this and doing, some of these things as a little business. And it started as just a little business, and on my couch every, time I practice every single night on my couch, but, just had a few orders here and there coming in. And then I got some bigger opportunities pretty early on, doing some lettering on a menu board here at a coffee shop here in my town. And that's what really kind of pushed me to be like, oh, maybe I can really do this. So that's what kind of started Letters From Elliott.
Amazing. I love that story, how you just kind of fell into it. And I was like, oh yeah, this can be a business. What's really cool too is you have a family history of you being your family being in calligraphy anyway. So it's kind of cool to continue that legacy, right?
Yeah. My uncle does some really different things. He's not a live event calligrapher or anything. But I've always so much admired his work. And yeah, it feels really cool to kind of carry it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's kind of dive into the story of you before you joined the Craft Academy, what was your business kind of looking like at that time?
At that time, I was doing a lot of like one-off signage type things, maybe a short poem here and there, uh, very much one-off little projects in the studio.
Mhm. Yeah. So what were
Okay,
you selling
little things.
specifically?
What's that?
What were you selling specifically?
Like a lot of nursery signage. Like my husband is a woodworker, so he was building me some signs and I would paint them and stain them and, personalize them with baby names or a little quote or something. So at the beginning, that's a lot of what I was doing. And then the menu boards came up and people were asking for all different kinds of things after that.
Yeah, it sounds like you were making a lot of things that you weren't necessarily aligned with.
100%. Yeah, I don't want to make signs at all. So, and luckily I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, I tried out a lot of different things before I found kind of my niche and what I wanted to focus on. I still have a home studio. I'm in my studio now and I just finished a wedding poem. So I still do some of that work, especially in these slow months in the winter. After Christmas. But yeah, once I found the live event stuff is when I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So tell me, like, what convinced you to actually invest in the Craft Academy and like really propel your business into a different direction?
I remember specifically talking to you on the phone. It started, we were chatting on Instagram and then we had a phone conversation. I think we chatted for over an hour. And I felt so connected to you because we had a lot of similarities in how we started our business and like our background, going a different path with our education and having an advanced degree that you might not use anymore. And you just made me feel so comfortable. And then you saw something in me that I'd heard from friends and family, like, oh, you're really talented, you're really good, you should do this, you should do this. And having somebody like you reach out and show me that kind of put a spark under my butt. Like, wait, maybe I should invest in myself and try. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that. I knew I needed help. I knew I was kind of by myself here in my small town. Even in Iowa, there aren't very many professional calligraphers. So I knew having a community would also be really important. So hitting it off with you and you seeing that in me, plus having the community was 100%.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I still remember our phone call. It was actually like we caught up after I'd come out from the dentist or something. And
Yeah.
we started our business in 2017, like we both did. And things kind of escalated from there. Tell me about like your journey within the Craft Academy then. How did you go from making signage and commissions to now doing what you're doing?
So I took the program really seriously and I was so grateful. I think it was meant to be that I was part of that original group because I do have a master's degree, but I'm not a very good student sometimes. So I think being part of a group that every week we met and we were, holding each other accountable and doing these workshops and worksheets together and goal planning and business planning and all that was super helpful. And then just from starting to see like what I could grow my business into and having inspiration from everyone else was huge. But it happened. I remember I was still doing these one-off signages and nursery signage and some chalkboards here and there. And I ended up getting, I was on Thumbtack is how it started, I believe. And on Thumbtack, is it Pernod Ricard? I don't know if that's how you say it. I always.
Yeah.
They reached out because they needed a live event calligrapher in Indiana, which is 2 states away from me. But they were willing to pay like mileage, travel, like a per diem, the hotel, all of it. So I was like, I remember messaging you that night and being like, it's happening. Like they just booked me. I'm going to be traveling to go do this. And I was in a small town in Indiana, but I didn't care. I was living the dream. It was awesome. And so it just that gave me some confidence to start, offering that service when I was out and about and then it just snowballed from there. And once I got in with agencies, those brands, started reaching out after working, in the big stores and their sales reps see, and, it just kind of snowballed from there and getting hired. I still work through some agencies, but a lot of times it's through the brands, and it's grown so much. Last year, I was working as probably the least amount I've ever worked, but made more money than I've ever made before. So that's nice.
The dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. So there's so many little things that I want to pull out of that story. The first is just the fact that you are in a smaller town in Iowa, right? Like, remind me what the population is.
It's just under 20,000.
20,000 human beings in your town. So you're what we like to call a pioneer within the area, because you are literally paving the way for other calligraphers, because you're probably the only one in your 20,000 person town that's doing calligraphy, right? So you're already paving the way and creating your own niche within that. How much time did it take you to really pave that way, not only for your niche, but in your area too?
It took me just like about 2 years to go from, not really everybody knowing what I was doing, and to now where I get inquiries all the time that I pass off to other people because it's not within my niche or what I want to do. So having about 2 years until I feel like I became like the calligrapher in Muscatine. And now I'm there. There's still, we don't really have like live events or things like that here, but I'm doing, like, I just finished a wedding poem for somebody. And then I have some wholesale things that like greeting cards and Valentine's and things. So those will be going out this week. And so I would say about 2 years.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to really point out to anyone who's watching this interview is that it does take some time for you to reach that level of success, especially when you're in a smaller town like Amanda is. It does take some time for you to really build up your niche, build up the reputation. And then, of course, because you are from a smaller town, you may have to travel. But that's kind of where, the income lies, is like sometimes you do have to travel to bigger cities like Chicago and things like that. So I think it's amazing. And it's a true testament to Amanda's ability to really push through those harder times. Being a pioneer is not easy. For me, being from LA, it's a lot easier for me to get those opportunities because they are more abundant here. But for Amanda, she may have to think outside the box. And it does sound like you have multiple forms of income in addition to the live events. So can you tell us about that?
Yes. So I have on my website, I don't have an Etsy anymore. On my website, I sell some hand-lettered products. So I'm not in the t-shirt business, but I design some t-shirts for like local schools and stuff, and they order directly from me. I have greeting cards and stickers, which I wholesale to a bunch of different places. I'm in I'd have to count. I think it's like 15 different states my products are in these days.
Cool.
Yeah, a couple different countries. So I get to send those out via wholesale. I have some like printables and stuff that people can purchase on my website that pay $1 and you download. I have a lot of traffic from that. So that's one income stream. Then, of course, I have my studio commissions and then my live events.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm gonna dig into like the wholesale part later when we get to the tactical pieces of advice. So I kind of wanted to dig into your primary journey within the Craft Academy and how it's like formed your business in a way. In the 4 years that we've known each other and you've been a part of the program, what was like the main thing or like the biggest changes that you made within your business since we started working together?
Definitely my confidence in pitching in general, being able to kind of toot my own horn and have the confidence to tell anybody what I do and be really proud of that. And then also knowing my worth. So knowing that having a studio minimum, I have to turn people away sometimes. That was really hard. But, I always have somebody to refer, no, I only take that job's, I do it in the most tactful way possible, obviously, but sending it over to, a friend that has a Cricut or something like that. The confidence that I got with pitching, and then just being able to provide the services that I want to provide at the bare minimum of what I'm willing to accept for an hourly rate and things like that. Mm-hmm. And also, it's really important to me being in a small town and being a small town business owner, to give back to our community. So I've learned from, I think it was some other class I took, but full price or free. And so you're either paying all of it, or, I'm doing it for you as a favor or pro bono. So I work with a lot of charities in my town too, to do, design their t-shirt or, write out something, and providing that to give back to my community as well. And
Oh,
that's
I love
because, yeah.
Yeah, it's like giving back to your community. You're also like giving back to the TCA community as well by handing off events and referrals and things. So, I like to say that good people do good things with money, and you do good things with opportunities as well. So the fact that you're able to pay it forward to someone who is not quite where you are in your business, it kind of helps to elevate their own business, right? So I love this like ripple effect that we have with the Craft Academy.
And we've started just here recently. I had the idea. We always had like our TCA group, our Chicago Calligrapher TCA group on Instagram. But I've met so many other calligraphers in my journey that, I can refer to, or, that I admire or ask questions of. So we have 2 separate groups now on Instagram with Chicago calligraphers, and that's anybody and everybody that's in the business. And then we have the Midwest calligraphers. So that's anybody and everybody that's in the business. So it's been really great too. And then we have our TCA group still as well. So
Yeah.
it's been really awesome to just community over competition always, and share that and give back, and referrals and things like that have been great.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah, I can only imagine that being in a smaller town where you're the only calligrapher or artist can get really, really lonely. You have such a beautiful studio. Like we've done tours and things on Instagram, but at the same time, a beautiful studio can be lonely too. So it's nice to like have that connection, and to know calligraphers all around the world in addition to your local area. So amazing.
Awesome. It feels really good to be part of, I can reach out to our TCA group, our large one that, spans the world, a little one that's more local. So yeah, it's definitely a blessing for sure.
Something for everybody.
Okay.
Yay, amazing. So can you tell us just a little bit about your income? Because I know you had sent me a message and that kind of sparked our interview today. So give us an update as far as your 2023 versus 2024 income.
In 2023, I made just under $40,000 at about $37,500. And then in 2024, my goal was to make $50,000, and I surpassed my goal, and I made, almost $65,000 last year. Yay! I have never made that much money in my whole life. So,
oh my God, like even more than your full-time income?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, that is incredible. Congratulations, Amanda. That is a huge number, huge feat. I can only imagine that you're feeling so much more fulfilled and happy with your business, because you're not only serving the clients that you want to, but you're making the things that you want to, and you're getting paid really well for it. So I am just so proud of you, Amanda. I cannot believe that this is our 4th year working together, going into 5th year actually. And you are making such huge headways in your career.
Thank you. And I truly, anytime anybody asks me in any other interviews, or anybody that I'm talking to, how I did it, or, how did you grow your business? We're so proud of you. How did you do this? And I always credit you and the Craft Academy, because without it, there is no possible way that I would have been able to do it, or have the confidence or the knowledge or the support to do any of it. So I always give credit to you and the program, because it works, and I'm so grateful for it. And now, like, going back to what we were talking about being, the calligrapher in Muscatine, now kind of seen as a business leader in Muscatine. And I'm being asked to, speak on panels. I have one coming up in April, and, I've been teaching classes on SEO for the Chamber of Commerce, and just, it's awesome. Oh. I'm living my dream. I want to say it because I really am, and I have the best job in the whole world.
Amanda. I'm so proud of you. Oh my God. I
Yeah.
can't. This is too much.
Yeah, it's true. I'm so proud of myself for what I've been able to grow my business too, but I've also really proud of the work that I put in because it took a lot of work. It's still, I'm still wearing all the hats and doing all the things just like everybody else, but it's really fun and it's so fulfilling to be able to do it myself.
Oh, I'm
I got
honestly
tears.
like this is not intending to make anyone cry here, but
Yeah,
oh my God,
you're a
Amanda,
jerker.
I'm honestly like this is the most wild experience to like be able to see you go from like literally zero to 65K in like the 4 years. And it's been a long journey, like 4 years is a long time to like really commit to yourself. But even more than that, we both started in 2017. So we're going on 8 years of having this business. And it took you like investing in yourself, investing in your business to like really get it there. And it's only going to continue growing from here on out. Like you hit your like most maximum income, not only for your full-time job, but for your business. Next year is going to be even better. So tell us about like some of the goals that you have for 2025.
Yes, I'm really excited about 2025. It's already starting to kind of take shape a little bit.
Yeah.
Perfumes de Marley is one of my favorite clients to work with, and they reached out, and I've got multiple events with them. So, I do bottle painting and engraving with them. I have got some corporate events lined up. I'm really excited about. I've got a new service that I'm going to be offering. So I will be doing watercolor and fashion illustration. I'm really comfortable with doing the illustration and the work. I'm just not comfortable yet with the speed at which I do it. So I still need to practice.
Girl, I feel you on that.
So going to be offering that service a little later this year. I might not hit wedding season quite yet, but that's okay. So those are definitely my goals. My financial goal is 75,000 this year then. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited. Oh,
Yeah.
25K is so attainable for you. I can already see it.
Yep. And people always ask me too, like, oh, you travel and do you ever get sick of it? And I always say, like, until the travel isn't fun for me or isn't part of, I enjoy it. Until that isn't, I'm going to ride this wave until it, I love it. I like to be able to travel to Chicago and have like a completely different life while I'm up there for a few days
Mhm.
and come back. And our other goal is to get a condo in Chicago this year. So that's more of like a
Fun.
goal, but
Oh my
it
gosh, and
definitely
then you can like live out there.
have some business relationships in there too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's going to be so much fun for you.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
good things happening in 2025. We're
Yeah,
manifesting.
manifest, put it out in the universe.
Yes. Amazing. So, if you could give your advice, any tactical tips towards anyone who's watching, what would that be?
My first tip would be to take the time to master your skill before you start offering it. I think that's really important to make sure that the quality of work that you're putting out there is your best, and keep working at it. I'm still, practicing calligraphy all the time and want to learn new styles and, keep bettering myself. So definitely that. Always keep learning. There's always room to learn and grow. And then investing in yourself, whether that be a business coach or you take some courses online or whatever it is to get your mindset in the growth mindset of how to grow your business. And I think once my mind shift shifted from this is just a hobby, like I do it for fun, I'm good at it, and that's it, to I can make money, I could be a leader in my community, I can help people in my community, and I can do what I love for very few hours a week and get paid really, really well for it and enough to contribute to my family and those types of things. It's a no-brainer after that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm honestly like so proud of you. It's amazing that you're able to not only lead the way for calligraphers like you in your area and be a leader in the town that you live in, but the fact that you get to reach for bigger goals like having a condo, building relationships in the big city, and you have like you're able to fund the most important things in your life and your life goals. And that is honestly why we do what we do. It's not just about the money and getting more people into the community, but like really helping to pave the way for other calligraphers, not only in small towns like Amanda, but also in bigger towns and even different countries. So that's really what the Craft Academy is all about. And, you being a founding member of TCA has really helped us get to that point. So thank you, Amanda.
Well, you're welcome, but the thanks goes to you and anybody that's a part of the Craft Academy. Our group on Facebook is such an amazing resource and sense of community there. I'm really, really grateful for it.
So I wanted to kind of dig a little bit deeper into the tactical tip portion. I know earlier you mentioned having multiple forms of income in addition to the live event stuff, like wholesale, printables, and things. Any advice to anyone who would want to start the wholesale business?
Yeah, so I just started actually in my community with some little shops and things like that wanted greeting cards and little Muscatine is the name of the town that I live in, Muscatine themed items that I created, which I can sell on my website, but I also have here in the local community in our little shops. And then I got on Fair, that is a wholesale retail site for business owners or small businesses to go and buy from other small businesses. And I've been very successful on Fair. And adding products is probably time consuming, but you do it once and then it's kind of automated from there. I mean, I have to package orders when they come through, but I've got a good system down and I feel like it's pretty passive because I've done the design once. I had the cards printed, I have them organized here and a system down. Fair is a great way and they give discounts to a lot of the retailers on there, but I'm still making a pretty good cut. And then they also pay for the shipping, which is great.
Awesome. Yeah. Shipping is such a huge thing.
Yeah,
that nobody really talks about.
Yeah, like $15 or $16. Well, if Fair reimburses you for it. So that's a big perk. That's why I chose them.
Yeah. So it's Fair how you got your products into multiple cities, multiple states.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
And how often do you create new designs and things for the website?
I was really into it. I would say last year, my live event schedule was busier than ever. And so I was really focused on that. So I didn't do new Christmas card designs for the first time in like 3 years. I had some ideas going. It just didn't ever come to fruition. So one of my goals this spring is to get the Christmas cards done early so that I don't get slammed with it at the end of the year, and then not be able to have something new to offer.
Yeah, exactly. Christmas in July, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I try to offer like a new collection of greeting cards or stickers like once a year.
Yeah. So how do you plan out your year as far as like the live events, designing new products and things? Do you work like by the season? Is it like 3 to 6 months ahead of time? Like what's the timeline for you?
So I'm usually thinking a couple of months in advance. I'm usually thinking Christmas starts in August for me, just like most other live event artists. I am usually booked solid from end of October all the way through the end of December. So I try not to have anything else going on. I accept very few like studio commissions during that time because I know that I'm going to be traveling and working a lot. And then January is kind of a standstill usually. So that's when I really try to, get out new illustrations, work on my iPad a lot, practice. I've been practicing my fashion illustrations every day in January so far, trying to get faster.
Love it.
Yeah. And then in the past, I've always kind of had lulls in the live events. But last year, that was not the case. I was busy every single month the whole year. So with events, yeah, it was awesome. I'm like, normally I would have to maybe supplement my income by going and subbing or, picking up some more hours at school or something. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to last year because I was booked and busy the whole year. So,
are you not working at your full-time job anymore or even the part-time?
So it is very, very part-time. The law in Iowa states that everybody has to have a certified librarian within their staff on each school district. So I am still that person, but my contract is 16 hours a month. And what I make that look like, I can make it look however I want. If I wanted to go to 2 8-hour days, I could. Normally, I just take about 4 or 5 hours every Wednesday and go and check in with my clerks, work with teachers, see students, things like that. And I get my bucket filled because I get, to fulfill my kid fix and see kids and my teacher friends. It's very limited, which is great because then I have everything
brilliant.
else.
I love this so much for you. I'm so happy for you. Oh my goodness. Just to kind of like recap, when Amanda and I first met, she was working as a full-time librarian. She got her master's in it. I was still working as a pharmacist at the time. Now she's only working 16 hours a month for her librarian job, and she is booked and busy and so fulfilled within her business. And she's got her products in 16 different states all over the world, making $65,000 a year. Like, I'm just like so happy. When we started the program, I don't think I ever imagined this, not only for you, but for me too. So it's just so cool to like connect and like catch up, like so much has changed in the past couple of years. It's amazing.
Definitely. It's so fulfilling. Like I said, it really feels like I'm doing what I should be doing. And that is probably the best feeling in the whole world. So
I can't. Oh, I could talk to you all day and just like
I know
all day long. Like, this is just so amazing.
I love talking about what I do.
Yeah, I know, and it shows. You can see the glow on your face. Cool. So what is next for Letters from Elliott?
So, like I said, this year I'll be offering my new fashion illustration watercolor portrait service. I'm really excited about that. I'm continuing to work always on SEO. I have a goal this year of doing more with my blog. I was really into blogging like a couple years ago. And then, like I said, last year, I was just so focused on these live events that things were kind of pushed to the background that I want to get going on. More collaborations. I have the Chamber of Commerce here in town has me on a panel in April. I have an interview on a local TV station coming up. So it's so fun, and I just get to live this crazy artist life, and I'm so proud.
Yeah, me too. If you could give any piece of advice to someone who's thinking about investing in themselves or their business, what would it be?
It is not only a good idea to do that, to invest in yourself and your business, but I think that if you want to be successful and do what you love and it doesn't even feel like work and you want to put yourself out there, it's 100% the best idea you could ever have. Putting your work out there is scary. Criticism can happen. It still happens to me. Every once in a while, somebody doesn't like. Luckily, not in the live event space, but I've had customers not happy. So you have to wear different hats and put on, a brave face and get humbled every once in a while and get kicked down so you can get back up. And having the community of other calligraphers and artists that are doing the same thing and feeling the same things as you is probably the most valuable thing that I have as part of my business. So do it.
Yeah. And then the last question that I ask everyone who comes on here, what would you tell yourself in 2017 when you first started, knowing what you know now?
I would tell myself, just wait. Just wait. Good things are coming.
Yes.
That makes me cry too, because I didn't even know what my potential could be back then. To now being so confident in my skills, knowing that I still have room to grow and learn, obviously, and having that experience. I mean, I've been doing live events for 4 years now. So I have some experience up there. I say up there because up there is Chicago.
Yeah.
Experience up there in Chicago, in the big city, and my reputation. I'm really proud of that too. So, it's a really good feeling to go back into a store and they're happy to see you because they know that the work that you produce is going to make their clients happy. That's a really, really great feeling. I'm really proud of that too.
Yay. And because you are the pioneer in Muscatine, Iowa, what would you tell someone who is also in a small area who's looking to start their own calligraphy business?
I would say get really comfortable with rejection and being okay with just creating art for you until you get to a point where you don't care what anybody thinks and you just put it out there and somebody will like it and see it and hire you and want to. There's room for so many different styles of calligraphy and art is so subjective. I know when I first started, I was like, my calligraphy looks like this, somebody else's looks like this. They're going to hire, they're just going to go on Etsy and hire that person. People want to make connections. They want to hire people that care, and small businesses allow us to do that and make connections with people. And that's probably one of my favorite things. So definitely making connections with people. And I want to do live events. I'm willing to travel and do that. I try to get mileage and hotels whenever possible, but sometimes that's not the case. I just take that as an expense and move on with my life. I get to do, I'm making my profit margins like 90 something percent. So I'm okay.
Yeah. Things could be a lot harder.
Yeah. And I get to turn every weekend and do a little mini vacation. So
so cool. I love it. And then once you have your condo, like that expense is going to go much lower.
Exactly. I cannot wait. And we'll probably do the Airbnb thing, rent it out. I already do that with my
another form of income. Hello.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, so smart. Amanda, has been such a joy just catching up with you. I'm so amazed by the progress that you've made. We've known each other for about 4.5 long, but also kind of short years. Yeah. And it's been so freaking cool to like see the progress that you've made. I know it was like kind of harder in the beginning because you're in such a small town, but I think you've really made the most of what your situation offers and really thought outside the box, made multiple forms of income. And it's just been such a joy having you in the program and being a leader for not only your area, but also for the Craft Academy members as well. So thank you so much for coming on here, telling us your story. For anyone who resonates with Amanda's interview, please feel free to reach out to me or even Amanda to talk about our experiences. And if you want to apply for the Craft Academy and join our amazing community, please feel free to do so. Our website is wandercrafter.com/apply. You'll have to make an appointment, talk to me or another team member about the program and see if it's a good fit for you. And even if it's not, at least we've made the connection and we can become, collegiate friends. So yeah, Amanda, if anyone wanted to reach out to you, where would they find you?
Yes. So I have a website and it's lettersfromelliott.com. And then all of my socials are Letters From Elliott as well. And my email is amanda@lettersfromelliott.com.
Amazing. I will also link Amanda's first interview in the description as well. I think we did an interview like 2 or 3 years ago. So if you want to really see like the growth and expansion that Amanda's experienced, like you'll see it all. And it's so cool to like be a part of that like trilogy, I guess. So definitely feel free to check that out if you have a chance to. And for anyone else who's watching, thank you all for joining us today. It's been such a joy talking to Amanda. I hope this interview either resonated with you or is inspiring you to start your own creative business or even join the Craft Academy. We can help you get there. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, all the things. Thank you so much, Amanda. Have a wonderful day and we'll see you next time.